Alright, my first gen AirPods Pro last like 2 hours now, and they're truly on their way out. Every hour the left or right earbud is all like... So when Soundcore by Anker reached out to me to review their latest earbuds release, how could I say no? And we're all familiar with Anker, of course. They've got some great tech coming out these days, and Soundcore is a part of why. And these are their new Soundcore Liberty 4 earbuds. Now, I'm not an audiophile by any means, just a normal everyday user that can appreciate really good quality, and I'll definitely cover the build quality, the sound, the new spatial audio features, and how I use them. But anyways, welcome back to another video. I appreciate you guys all stopping by. If you're new here, on this channel I cover gaming, tech, and a few things in between. If you enjoy the video, hit that like button, hit that sub button, and if you don't, you will always forget your earbuds when leaving. But let's dive right into the build and aesthetic of the case, since apart from the earbuds themselves, you'll interact with this the most. Off the bat, I really like the case. The matte black finish is like having a tiny black stone in your hand, and it's not noticeably heavy or anything. The minimal Soundcore branding is nice, and the case itself has a small white LED when charging, which is a nice small detail. You've got a small Bluetooth pairing button as well for manual connections. And of course, you've got to mention that this case does support wireless charging, although you can quick charge up to 3 hours of battery in like 15 minutes through the USB-C port. And something that's wildly addicting too is flipping the case open and close, slide and click all day. And presentation wise, when you open it up, it lights up the earbuds themselves. Beautiful presentation. And what makes the clear light shine all fancy though is actually having clear ear tips. And these aren't just for aesthetic. These earbuds actually have built-in heart sensor capabilities, which I'll get to. These earbuds themselves are beautiful jet black in a bud and stem style. I've always preferred the bud and stem simply for actually holding them as well as controls. Soundcore does allow full customization on the controls through single, double, or triple press on the stem. For myself, I've got both buds set to play pause, activate and deactivate active noise cancellation, and next track. Now let's talk about sound, since this is of course one of the most important features, and we'll cover all the good stuff afterwards. To start, these buds come with Sony's LDAC wireless codec, which in my blissful ignorant 5 minutes of research tells me better sound and up to CD quality, and I'm pretty cool with that. Look, I'm not an audiophile or anything, but these earbuds sound noticeably great compared to my previous first gen AirPod Pros. Now, I don't have any devices that actually support the LDAC codec. You've got to leave that for Windows or Android devices, but even still, being able to set up and use my own curated EQ from the Soundcore app is absolutely awesome. Personally, I love deeper lows, and some people hate on that bassiness, but I love it. I love hearing the bass in my rock music and the thumping kicks in my old school hip hop. It really does sound amazing. And outside of that, the highs and mids are great, but I mean, when it comes to sound, it's all a matter of preference anyways, and what I love here is the versatility to actually mess with it in the app or change sound profiles whenever you want. For sound as well, honestly, and not so surprisingly, the spatial audio features are actually incredible. The Liberty 4 has both head-tracked and fixed spatial audio features, giving you an immersive 360-degree experience. Just as you would in real life, if you turn your head to the left, you'll hear more in your right ear and less in your left ear, and the opposite holds true if you turn your head to the right. I'm happy they have the option for both head-tracked and fixed, since I personally prefer the fixed version. And if you enjoy the booming directional sounds you'd get in a movie theater, you can always swap between the movie and music modes in the Soundcore app. This is absolutely perfect when my family is asleep and I gotta catch some sweet 90s action movies with big sound. So whether you're using movie mode for rich cinema sound or music mode to fine-tune your personalized EQ, both get the job done very well. But not only do these earbuds sound great, there are some other sweet features, one of which I literally could not go without in today's wireless bud space, and that's active noise cancellation. For me, I've got a 2-year-old who just doesn't know the difference between quiet and loud yet, so when she's screeching because she wants something like yogurt, it's real nice to not burst an eardrum. But for real, I've grown rather reliant on active noise cancellation, and truly it's a great way to zone in and focus on whatever I'm doing or working on. Likewise, the opposite is available. Transparency mode is super clean and doesn't have that weird whining sound like some buds have. And if it matters to some people, these earbuds don't give me that weird pressure in the head nonsense that causes headaches. These earbuds form a great seal and haven't caused me any discomfort. And one of the features I low-key didn't know I wanted was actually being able to connect to 2 separate devices at once. I'm not talking switching back and forth, I'm talking like if you could be on Bluetooth connected to both your laptop and maybe your phone at the same time. It's just a nice feature I really appreciate. Now outside of sound, there's also just the ways I use these in my everyday. Of course, working, and mentioned briefly before, I always have Liberty 4s hooked up to both my work laptop and my phone. This one's a given, but calls and tunes, no complaints. One of the features I've used over the last week is actually the heart rate feature, and it surprisingly seems to be accurate. I'm at the gym 3 to 4 times a week, so this is pretty sweet and it works rather well. And lastly, my TV has Bluetooth support, and sometimes it's nice to not have a fat headset on my head. I found myself gaming with these frequently. I don't always need a gaming headset, so this is a great alternative. And quick mention to the battery, these are stated to have up to 9 hours battery. With noise cancellation on though, I was getting closer to 7 hours, which is still a huge bonus compared to the 2.5 hours I was getting on my old AirPods. And if you're really using these a lot, you can always skip a day charging, since with the case, you'll get up to 29 hours extra battery. For battery alone, this one is an absolute win. And another quick mention is what's in the box. You've got a short USB-A to C cable, which you'll use for the quick charging, and you've got spare earbud tips. You've got a second set of the default mediums, as well as a small and large set. As mentioned, you do need clear ear tips for the heart rate monitoring, so it's nice to have a spare set. And if you do need to get extra sets for any reason, you can always get them from Soundcore. Overall, I'm super stoked to have tried these out. They definitely hold up well, especially against the more expensive brands. I'm seriously a stickler for active noise cancellation, with these handled absolutely perfectly. Outside of that, my favorite feature is easily being able to connect to multiple devices at once, and Soundcore should definitely be a consideration without totally breaking the bank. If you do have questions about these, sound off down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. I'll have these linked down below as well if you do want to check them out. I appreciate you guys sticking out till the end. We'll catch you in the next one.